Thank you, dear viewers, for staying with us. We're still following the latest regarding the House of Representatives 2025 elections here in Egypt. And Councillor Ahmed Binderi, the Executive Director of the National Election Authority, just held a press conference to update us on the first day of voting here at home in the second phase. And from the main headquarters of the NEA, the National Election Authority, Nile TV International's Lamiaa Abdel Sattar is standing by to tell us of the most important notes that she heard in that conference. Now, Lamiaa, good evening. Thank you very much for standing by. Now, please tell us about the main points that were tackled in the press conference by Councillor Binderi. He mentioned 86 complaints and that the NEA is looking into them. He talked with the leading judges overseeing the elections in the 13 governorates of the second phase. He also asked citizens to directly send their video complaints to the NEA, amongst other points. Please, Lamiaa, update us.
Hello, Mohammed. I'm really at the headquarters of the National Elections Authority, which has just wrapped up a press conference following up on the latest updates on the House of Representatives elections 2025 and the voting process for Egyptians inside, which is being held today and tomorrow. Today is the first day of voting in 13 governorates: Cairo, Lamiaa, Dakhiliyya, Menoufiya, Gharbiyya, Kafr al-Sheikh, Sharqiyya, Lamiaa, Port Said, Ismailia, Suez, North Sinai and South Sinai. Voting is underway in 73 constituencies and 5,287 subcommittees across the 13 governorates. The number of people who are eligible to vote is nearly 35 million. 1,316 individual candidates are competing for 141 seats, in addition to one party list contesting seats allocated to the list-based system. Councillor Ahmed Binderi, the Executive Director of the NEA, had virtual conferences with the heads of the monitoring committees to monitor the progress of the voting process and the electoral process, especially the committees or the constituencies with high densities. Actually, Mohammed, there is full coordination between the NEA and all concerned authorities to facilitate the voting process for the voters, especially providing transportation, logistics, wheelchairs for people with special needs, and of course the tight security measures. Today witnessed a high turnout in most governorates of all sectors and categories of society, especially youth and women. People are flocking to the polling stations to practice their constitutional right. The voting process is going well. And as you mentioned, Mohammed, of course no major complaints were received but regarding any sort of violations, but only some complaints were actually sent from some parties and videos were sent to the NEA. For example, about an uncovered box and putting empty ballots in the boxes and people giving directives to voters, but after investigating these incidents, they turned out to be false. Also, an employee was stopped after hindering people from voting. Some people were arrested for giving people some of money for voting for a specific candidate. There were high densities causing some delay or hindering in voting in some constituencies, but this problem was dealt with and all people were allowed to vote.
Yes, Lamiaa, you heard along with us the demand by Councillor Binderi to citizens to directly send their spotting of any potential breach or violation to the NEA. It seems that the National Elections Authority is very keen on looking into each and every potential breach or violation. Lamiaa, and when Councillor Binderi was talking to the judges overseeing the process in the 13 governorates of the second phase, first question was always, Any breaches there? What do you have? And so on. So your comment on that point, Lamiaa.
There's actually transparency with people regarding every specific detail about any violation committed, and videos are actually sent to the NEA, and all people are allowed to do this, Muhammad, if in case they monitor any breach or they monitor any kind of illegal act, they are allowed to send videos to the NEA, which is very keen, actually, as you said, to monitor any breaches, and of course this reflects the transparency.
All right, that was Nile TV International's Lamiaa Abdel Sattar from the main headquarters of the NEA in Al-Qasr Al-Aini in downtown Cairo, updating us on the latest she has. Thank you very much, Lamiaa, for being with us. And now back here in our Nile TV studios, we have the honor of hosting Dr. Huda Zarqana, former parliamentarian.